As of 12:30 this afternoon, there are 4,973 cases of COVID-19 in Toronto. This includes 4,493 confirmed cases and 480 probable cases. There are 308 people in hospital and 104 in intensive care. Sadly, we continue to see COVID-19 deaths in our community. To date, 297 people have died of this virus in our city. Our thoughts are with all those who have lost loved ones to COVID-19. We also recently learned of a teen diagnosed with COVID-19 who is being treated at the hospital for sick children. The patient is currently in an isolation room and is in stable condition. We wish this person a speedy recovery, as well as all those who are recovering from this virus. While we continue with our COVID-19 response, we are seeing some promising signs that our public health efforts are working. I'm pleased to share that there have been 2,670 people who have now recovered from this virus in our city. Earlier today, Premier Ford announced a framework for reopening the province that outlines how the government is planning to reopen businesses, services, and public spaces. As it relates to our city, in order for us to be truly effective in reopening, we must continue with our public health measures until we are in a safe enough place to relax them. There are many factors that we must consider in collaboration with the province and other key partners as we think about reopening our city. As articulated by the Premier earlier this afternoon, some of these considerations include a decrease in the number of new COVID-19 cases over time, sufficient acute and critical healthcare capacity and the availability of personal protective equipment, sufficient case and contact tracing capacity to contain community virus spread, and the ability to rapidly identify new suspect COVID-19 cases and outbreaks. We are now moving into week 7 since I first asked you to practice physical distancing. I know that following these measures, and I know that being isolated is challenging. And frankly, this only gets more so as the weather gets nicer. I realize and I know that I'm asking you to sacrifice a lot. But these measures protect those people that take care of us and our loved ones. And most importantly, these measures save lives. Over the weekend, I heard of stories of residents out and about on the Lakeshore Trail and other locations on Saturday in particular. I know it was a beautiful day, and I would have loved to have been outside, enjoying our great city too. However, this day will come faster, and we will be able to ease restrictions sooner if we continue to follow the public health advice that has helped us thus far. As I indicated last week, while we believe our rates of new infections are starting to level off, we are still in the middle of our local pandemic outbreak. People continue to get sick in our city. Some of them will get very sick, and unfortunately, some will continue to die. The ongoing seriousness of our local situation is reflected by Minister of Education Stephen Lecce's recent announcement that all publicly funded schools will remain closed until at least May 31st. I know that these are exceptionally difficult times that we are living through. Many of us are working from home, balancing childcare with work, managing stress from local business closures, experiencing financial loss, and trying to adjust to all of these unique challenges all at once. We are trying our very best. I know we are all trying our very best to cope with these adjustments that are outside of our control and affect our mental health. As a result, many of us are experiencing anxiety. Many of us are also worried about the future. And while these feelings are uncomfortable, they are normal given our current circumstances. In times of need, we often support each other in person with a visit or a hug to demonstrate that we care. But unfortunately, this is just not possible at this time. But there are some simple measures that we can all follow to promote and preserve mental health and resilience. And while these things are meant to be preventive measures, I think that they're also useful practices for managing through challenging times, like the ones we're experiencing now. So I thought I would share these 5 practices with you in the hopes that you may also find them helpful over the next few weeks and beyond. So first, connect with others. Take the time every day to check in with family, friends, colleagues, or neighbors. Call your elderly neighbor to see how they're doing. Skype or FaceTime with your friends or families. These are good ways to connect with others. 2, be active. And this needn't be a big production. You can try free live stream fitness classes or apps to guide an in-home workout. If you go outside for a walk or a run, be sure to keep 6 feet distance when you're passing someone. And simple activities, like taking the stairs if you live in an apartment building, count too. Number 3, keep learning. Try to learn something new every day. Things like trying a new recipe or reading a book that's been on your shelf for some time. It doesn't have to be complicated. Number 4, be mindful. Paying more attention to yourself in your everyday moments and taking time to reflect on how you're feeling. And finally, give back. Consider picking up groceries or supplies for a friend or a loved one, or perhaps donating to your local food bank. Please, be kind to yourself and reach out for help if you need support. And remember, even when things feel overwhelming, there is always hope. The city has partnered with many community organizations that are offering free support for residents. If you're feeling stressed or need emotional support related to COVID-19, I encourage you to visit our website and reach out to one of these organizations. In closing, I want to sincerely thank you for continuing to do your part by staying home, staying safe, and taking care of each other. We are truly fortunate to live in a great city of people who are fundamentally caring, compassionate, resilient, and are there for each other. Although we are physically apart, we are connected in spirit, and we will get through these unprecedented times together.